Bhagavad all the way, and that makes me excited, and I look forward to waiting to introduce Dr. Morrison. It's going to be very superfluous. I know her from the last 40 plus years. I remember 87 or somewhere, and a little later also occasionally. But I was bothering her with some help regarding palynology during my early days in the field of archaeology. But anyway, she was working in she is presently Sally and Shoemaker Chair Professor at University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. And she has been in the field of archaeology since 1985. Her post-graduation is from New Mexico, University of New Mexico, Albuquerque. She was student of Binford. Perhaps one of your teachers was Binford, and he was a big name. Theoretical archaeology, new archaeology, and things like that. Very formidable personality. And we heard her senior was my close friend and collaborator for a long time. So we used to remember about her. And she has been working in this region. She chose to work in the northern part of the Tungabhadra Valley. She left the southern part of our team actually, and we did not have any conflict during all these years. And both, whatever we produced through our investigations were complementary to each other. And we have produced excellent, reconstructions of prehistoric ecology, environment, land relations, things like that. And she is PhD from Berkeley, University of California, Berkeley. I'm not sure who was your name. Oh, Gina. Okay. Sorry. And then she started working with the Vijayanagara Metropolitan Project for a very, very long time. If there is any archaeologist in the world today who has seen any visitor of the World Heritage Site landscape, it is only Dr.Kathleen Morrison, I am very sure. And she, along with Carla Ceremony, very monumental work. They documented every millimeter of archaeological features in the core area, upper area, all those. And they were very happy to share their first publications with many of us working in universities in India. And we still possess that as a prized collection. And I am always inspired. And we did, to some extent, we tried to emulate your work in the Sakanpalli area. But anyway, she stands very tall amongst all of us. And Mark is great support to her, I'm sure. And her publications are numerous. He's in political economy aspects of Vijayanagara and so on and so forth. There are many to her credit. I have no problem in talking about all of that. You will know from her talk today. Both of them will be presented. And please be slow because our students are not very familiar with conversation. Welcome, Kathy, once again. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Why standing in the spot? I will say that it's very difficult for me to speak slowly. I think it's impossible for me to speak slowly. Should I use that as a Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. But English is a very smooth language compared to South Indian languages. So I hope you'll forgive me. I'll do my best. But I usually get excited as I start talking. So maybe just wave your hand or something. Can we get the next slide, please? Let me start by thanking Robert Worsfoot, Valaris from Gunn Museum, and I was going to say something special about, I was going to say my very old friend, Professor Ravi Kursatar. Then I thought, oh, that makes him sound very old. But then he just made me sound very old, so I would say that Mark and I did first meet him at Karnataka University when he was just starting out as an assistant professor there. So whenever we're ready. Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to talk a little bit today, from we're waiting for the slide, about a project that we're right in the middle of right now. So some of our results are not really fully consolidated. So instead of giving you a whole lot of data about how people learn. I'm going to talk a little bit more broadly about the site itself, the site of Brahmagiri, which is, I would say, tell you what it is and where it is, in case you don't know. But I think for this audience, most everyone knows, because it's one of the most famous archaeological sites, at least in the prehistoric period, in southern India. Are we stuck? Okay, so normally at a talk we save all the acknowledgments for the end, but I decided that today I was going to do it the other way around and start with the acknowledgments at the beginning, because this is research that's done by a team. This is not just me, this is not just me and Mark. This is very much a collaboration between the Archaeological Survey of India and the University of Pennsylvania, and we're delighted to have quite a few members of our team with us today. So if you could all just raise your hands for a minute. Raise your hand. I know it's embarrassing. Yes, members of our team, thank you very much. So they are also really co-authors of this effort. And unfortunately, some of our colleagues from the ASI are unable to be here today, but I know that they're with us in spirit. All right, so I'm going to just a quick outline of the talk. You'll see, I'm going to say, what is Brahmagiri? Where is it? For those of you who don't know. Why is it important? And this will be a big part of the talk itself. How are we restudying it? Because we, a key part of the project is reanalyzing both work that has happened before and starting out new work. And then just very briefly at the end, kind of a little tease for you, will be how might Brahmagiri be reimagined? So the title of the talk is Brahmagiri Reimagined, which was also the title of an article I published about it in 2005, kind of a long time ago now. But we're really just starting to think about reimagining Brahmagiri. Next slide. Okay, what is Brahmagiri? It's an archaeological site, I'm shocked to hear. But like many archaeological sites in this part of Karnataka, not all of them, it's a large, very large, and very long occupied site. It's centered on and around the Brahmagiri Hill in Kottur district of Karnataka, and it covers quite a large area. So all the pictures I'm showing you are of the site. Next slide. This is a more or less, we think, unbroken, although that's an empirical question when we figure it out, 5,000-year-long scholars. We have material that is from another site. History of archaeology generally, but especially for those of us here who work in South India, Brahmagiri has long been a very important kind of pivotal site that has defined a lot of the sequences of our field. The work that was done at Brahmagiri, and I'll briefly mention some of the major projects, not everything, has really, in a way, contributed to the way in which archaeologists in India, particularly through government institutions, have set out research questions. Right? The research questions that were asked in previous excavations have continued to animate research even till now. Some of the kind of field procedures